Prabhupada Paramhansa Prachikacharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Radha Madan Mohan Bhagwan ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Gaur, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sankirtan ki jai. So, I don't know how many of you know me or not. I am coming to Australia after a long, long time. It's been after 12 or 13 years I'm back here. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So I'm a traveling preacher from India, and I travel on the orders of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I've been traveling in fact, the maiden trip was in 2007 to Australia when I started preaching. He said, I want you to be an international preacher. In 2003, he asked me to travel all over the world and preach. So I then traveled to Australia first. It was to Sydney only. I started with that. So I was here, and then I was traveling around the world. Then I started. And then I was coming every year regularly to Australia, to Sydney and other places. But then 2011 or 12, that was the last trip I made. And then I was focusing on the other parts of the world. So I was mostly in Canada, US, and then I was traveling to eastern side like Thailand and Tokyo and other places, and Europe, London as well. So this year I just thought that I would be back to Australia, and Krishna made the plans, and I'm here. And it's nice to see the community has grown quite big now. Rather, tomorrow I'll be going to the temple, and I'll have better insight then. But I think so, it's been growing a lot. So all are very fortunate, those who come into the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. So the Kartik month is going on, the most auspicious month in the calendar. And we are very fortunate to have satsang, the association of devotees in this auspicious month. So we are very, very extremely fortunate. So let's all do the Mangalacharan first. Om Jnana Thimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunamalatam Yena Tasmai Shri Guravai Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapad Kamlam Shri Gurana Vaishnavashta Shri Rupam Sagritam Sahagan Raganatvitam Tham Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitavashta Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Bhaksha Kripa Sindhu Bhacha Patitanam Pavane Bhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So my name is Radhika Kripa, as I told you earlier, and I joined ISKCON in 1999. It's been 25 years I've been in ISKCON, and with the blessings of my Guru Maharaj, I took initiation. It was in the year 2001. I met him in 99 only, and then I got initiated in 2001 by His Holiness with my Prabhu, my husband also. We both of us got initiated together, and I'm an author as well on the actually orders of my Guru Maharaj, and I was carrying few books, like 50 of them. I've written 6 books. So I couldn't carry many, but I had got 50 books, but then all are gone in Canberra. I was first in Canberra. So they are all gone in Canberra. And I've written books on the Vaishnava philosophy in comparison to the similarities from the Granth Sahib, from the Sikh scripture, the Granth Sahib. I'm from a Sikh community. I'm a Sikh, a Punjabi myself. So my Guru Maharaj asked me to write books. And he said, you write with the Vaishnava teachings in Sikhism, bring out the Vaishnavism in the Sikhism as well. So I got that in, and I wrote many books on that. First book was actually on devotional poems. So I wrote I wrote a poem and just offered it to my Guru Maharaj to see it, and he said it's beautiful. He said it's 100 out of 100. You must write and print your devotional poems. So I got that as well printed in 2006. Then 2007 I was here, and when I went back from here, I will tell you an incident before starting this, because glorifying the Vaishnavas is actually, we are doing the Katha only. It's like celebrating Kartik. So I was in 2007 when I came here, it was the month of May. And then when I went back, my Guru Maharaj was often telling me to write a book on the Vaishnavism and Sikhism. But I never thought of myself to be a scholar, frankly speaking. I'm not a scholar. I'm a fashion designer by profession. So I never thought of being, I was doing my own business when I met Guru Maharaj. And it was, I was running my own business of fashion designing at that time. But when I became a devotee, it was like I wanted to wind it all. So I did it, of course. And me and my Prabhu also, he also could not carry on with his business. But none should follow our example. I'm not just giving my example for you all to follow. But it is that we both of us thought to serve Guru. We had the resources, so we said, why not be satisfied in those resources and let's do the service only. And we were hardly, we were in the late 30s, both of us. And we both started giving honorary service to ISKCON, to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. And that's how I started traveling, and then he was asking me to write the book, and I was not thinking myself to be fit to write the book, so I was not writing a single word. So when I was back from here in the month of May, I was here, and June I was back, and there was an official, as I said, we were giving service, so there was some official meeting Guru Maharaj wanted to have with us in Vrindavan. So we were in Vrindavan, sitting in the office of Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, who is Maharaj now, but earlier he was the president of ISKCON temple, Vrindavan, and he was known as Damodar Prabhu. And he was there he was sitting there in the meeting, he was present. And when I entered, Guru Maharaj introduced me to him, and he said, you know him, Devamrit Prabhu? He told him, do you know her? She's Radhika Kripa. And then Guru Maharaj said, you know, she's written a book. She's written a book on Vaishnavism and Sikhism, and I had never written a word even. And when he said that, and Devamrit Prabhu really appreciated my effort, and he smiled at me and he said, he just nodded his head, and I also nodded my head. I said, thank you. I had not written a word. But then I thought seriously that if my Guru Maharaj has said this, then it must be that it should be written. Because he has already announced to the world, he's announcing to the world. So now I have to fulfill his order.
What's the name of the book?
Vaishnava Teachings in Sikhism. There's only one copy, my personal copy is left with me. That's not even my personal. I have borrowed it from someone who has already taken it. I'm just carrying that copy with me. There are many, that was the first book. You can see it on the Instagram I'm offering. I've put the reel on my Instagram where I'm offering this book to Guru Maharaj in 2007.
I'd be very interested to read it.
But I have no copy left. You'll have to wait for the next year or come to India to get it. So it was that, when I came back home in the month of June, it was 2007, when I was home, I promised to myself that Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja was approaching in August. And I promised to myself that I should go ahead and write the book now. And there was no Google at that time, that I could not, Chat GPT also was not there. So I could not do anything. I had to do the research all by myself. And of course, Guru Maharaj had the faith in me because I knew some verses from both the scriptures, and I could connect them. So Guru Maharaj asked, I would sit in the morning till evening. My Prabhu would be gone for the services, or he would be in his office, and he would leave me where I would be in the evening also. I'll be seated there itself only. When he would leave, I'll be sitting there, and when he comes back, I'm sitting there only. So I had all the scriptures around me, and I would be writing down the book myself on the computers. And I wrote it till in 1.5 months, I completed this precious book, and I offered it to Guru Maharaj on his Vyasa Puja in August. And he was very, very happy. And this book was actually, when I see Jayapataka Maharaj, he calls me his favorite Shiksha disciple all over the world at that time. And he called me up. When he came to know, my Guru Maharaj told him in the meetings. There were some meetings there were some GVC meetings going on in the month of, it was RGB meetings or somewhere. The meetings were happening in Surat. It was in the month of October again. So, or September, it was just after the August month, and maybe September. So Guru Maharaj had told Jayapataka Maharaj that she's written the book. And Jayapataka Maharaj calls me in the middle of the night. It was like 11:30 in the night. I get a call. He was, as soon as he got actually finished up with the meetings, he gave me a call. Madhav Kantha Prabhu, I don't know how many of you know him, his personal servant was that time. He called me up and he said, Maharaj, baat karenge, he wants to talk to you. So Jayapataka Maharaj said, I'm coming tomorrow to Delhi. How many, I know you have written a book and I need many copies. How many copies can you give me? I said, as many as you want. And then he said, okay, I'm coming in transit, I'm there in Delhi, and I'm going to Hong Kong from there straight away. So you bring the copies to the airport. I said, sure, Maharaj, I'll be there. And I picked up around about, say, 50, 60 copies, and I told my Guru Maharaj that I have, Jayapataka Maharaj has asked for it. And he said, go, give it. It's nice, he's asking, go and give it. He blessed me. He said, you have all the blessings, go. And then I came to the airport and Madhav Kantha Prabhu had told me to get our, we had 2 cars like we keep. So he said, get your SUV, don't get the small car. And I was driving alone because my Prabhu had a big service in the temple. We were installing Krishna Balaram in Punjabi Bagh temple. So Punjabi Bagh temple had grown big at that time and we were installing, new deities were coming with Radhika Raman, Krishna Balaram were coming. And they had to be installed. So my Prabhu had a lot of services. He was taking care of everything in the temple. So then he said, you'll have to drive down all alone to the airport. And Madhakanta said, bring your big car because we want to transit Maharaj from the domestic airport to international airport. So I said, fine, I'll be there. And then I asked my Prabhu, he said, I cannot go. And we didn't have a driver. We never employed a driver. So he said, you'll have to go yourself. And I said, I'm a female. How will Maharaj sit with me? And how will I get the VIP parking? How will I will arrange? I cannot put in the economy parking there. I cannot make him walk. I have to be there. If 2 people are there, one can sit in the car. But he said, he couldn't come. So then I went to the airport and I very daringly, I parked my car there and I asked the policeman, where is the airport manager office? And he said, it's just here. And that time, the domestic airport was under construction. A lot of police was deployed there. So I asked the policeman that just take care of my car. I have a very urgent work with the airport manager. And he immediately said, okay, he let me go. I went to the airport manager. I spoke to him. I just preached him a lot. And a lot of convincing I had to do for 15, 20 minutes. And he agreed to give me the VIP slot, the number 1 parking for the Diplomats Park. And I said, you also must come and take darshan. It's very, very, you're very fortunate if you come. It's very rare that Maharaj comes here and you are very fortunate. And he agreed and he came out also. And I went to Jayapataka Maharaj and then I told him, I said, he said, there's a change of plan. I'm not going to the international airport right now. I'll be going to a devotee's home, my disciples' home. And from there in the evening, I come back to the airport by 4 o'clock. And there was his own disciple who had come with a new car, a brand new car they had got, and they wanted Maharaj to sit in that. And I told Maharaj that I preached to the airport manager and I was able to get hold of the parking slot and he was very happy. And then he said, okay, I'll go in your car and I'll go to the disciples' home in your car and the luggage can go in their car. And on the way back at 4 o'clock, the luggage will come to your car and I go in their car. I said, it's fine. I agree. And then I had not revealed to him that I'll be driving. Then I slowly said, Maharaj, there is one big issue, one problem. I'll be driving the car. Is it okay? He said, yeah, it's absolutely okay, fine. And I sat in the car. It was a Qualis, a big Jeep kind of a thing. And I was driving. I sat in the driver's seat and Maharaj sat next to me. And Maharaj was in a very good health at that time. And he was trying to put the seat belt and it was not coming. And I was literally pressing his stomach and putting the seat belt, helping him to put the seat belt. And Maharaj was so nice. And then all the policemen and all the airport staff had come out. They were standing with their folded hands like this. And when we drove out. And then I went to Vasant Vihar with him and he said this book only was in his hand. He immediately had a copy in his hand. And he says, where is the meaning of Vaheguru in this? And I said, Maharaj, it is on this page. He says, there is no index in this. I said, it was written so like it was at a short notice, this book, that I have no index in it. Maybe there editing also was done in like a brush. So he said, it's okay. Then I said, I'll just let you know. And I just looked this side and he says, no, you look on the road. You are my Sarthi today. His lines were that. And I said, okay, Maran. And then he said, but when I reach my disciples' home, I'll go and take a shower. And when I have prashadam, you read the book to me. I have those pictures at home where I'm reading the whole, it was literally whole book he heard from me at that time. And wherever he would after that meet me, he met me in London, he met me in Mayapur. He was telling everybody, picking up the book in his hand and telling everybody, take this book, this is going to be very good for you. He's given a beautiful here, he gave a testimonial here. Thank you for this wonderful contribution. I pray you can make many pure devotees. You are ever well wisher, Jayapataka Swami. So he was so happy with this book and he literally encouraged me. So I had the opportunity to be blessed by him, blessed by Bhakti Charu Maharaj as well. Bhakti Charu Maharaj, I had a very nice incident with him when I was last in Sydney. He came in 2011 when I was here. I met him here. And then I met him in London. And then one day my Guru Maharaj said, I and Bhakti Charu Maharaj are coming to your home. We have a very important assignment. We have to go somewhere, but we'll have prasadam in your home. And I was blessed again when both of them came and they had prasadam at our place. So likewise, the Vaishnav mercy is very important for our spiritual life. And that is how I have been encouraged and pampered in ISKCON from the very beginning of my years here. So Jayapataka Maharaj came to our home once. It was in the year 2001 or 2. It was in the middle of the night. 11:30, he was landing in Delhi. And me and my Prabhuji went to the airport. And we begged him, please come to our home. And he said, is your home on the way to the temple? Because he was going to stay in the big temple, East of Kailash temple in Delhi. He said, is your home on the way to the temple? I said, no, it's in the opposite direction. He said, how long will it take? I said, from here to the airport is 1 hour, but 1 hour you go to our home, and the temple is also 1 hour from the airport, like 45 minutes. But if you go to our home, it will be 1 hour, and plus again 1 hour back to the temple. And it will be nearly 1 o'clock or 1:30, you will reach to the temple. He said, okay, I will come. And he blessed again. He came to our home in the middle of the night, but he said, I'll just stay for 5 minutes, not more than that. And he came inside. I still remember he just came inside. He was standing for 5 minutes only. Just a fruit I could offer him, and whole fruit, he picked it up and he went in the car back. And that's how he blessed us then. So its memories are there. I used to make lots of videos. I used to go on the parikram on the Mayapur parikram. At that time, I used to carry a video camera with me. There were no phones like these. So I used to carry a video camera. And I would run ahead of the parikrama to make, because Jayapataka Maharaj and Guru Maharaj would lead the parikrama. And I would run ahead of them, stand there, make their video, until they come into the focus, they will come to my video and speak something. Jayapataka Maharaj spoke lots of times into my camera. And then they would walk away, and then I would run again and stand there and again make a video. And he would say, oh, Radhika Kripa is with her video camera. I was young at that time. But such nice mercy, nice efforts by us. If we put efforts, of course, mercy flows. Our efforts, always in spiritual life, there is one thing that we are short of, is our efforts and our faith. Our faith actually tells how our efforts are going to be, how we are going to put our faith, actually our mind and our commitment and determination, all depends upon how much we are surrendered, how much faith we have in our Vaishnavacharyas. So never ever I felt, whenever I was with such exalted devotees, it was never that, oh, I'm missing my Guru Maharaj is not there, or I'm just gonna speak to my Guru Maharaj, and it was never like that. I would be fully committed to all of them, me and my husband, both alike. Once there was in the big temple, I will tell you a beautiful incident. When Jayapataka Maharaj was in the big temple, once there were meetings in Vrindavan. Jayapataka Maharaj was not coming earlier, so there was not any car assigned for him. So for all other sannyasis, leaders, there were cars, and that's, I'm talking a long, long time back. It's nearly, say, 15 or 18 years back. So for Jayapataka Maharaj, there was no car assigned at that time, and his program was there that he's landing in Delhi and he's coming for the meetings to Vrindavan. And we were in the temple serving other leaders, and then the management said, "Could you take Jayapataka Maharaj to Vrindavan?" It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they said 5 you have to 5 he has to reach Vrindavan. So 5:30 you have to drop him to Vrindavan. We said, "Oh sure, Prabhu, we will take that. That is not a big deal. We will go." Our kids were at home. I have 2 children. They were young at that time. Daughter was 11 and the son was 7, and they were at home with the grandparents. And then I said, "Okay, we will take you don't have to just order, you have to. The services we always welcome." And then, in fact, that day we had not taken our SUV. We had a sedan, so it was just a 5-seater car. And there were a good Maharaj was there, and there were another men devotees with him. And now Maharaj sat in front with my Prabhu, and those 3 devotees were at the back. Where would I sit? So Maharaj tells me, "Okay, you fit in there." And I was literally sitting on the door, the back on the door, and sitting down in the car. And they all 3 men were sitting here, and it was a 5-seater car. But we went, and then Maharaj was talking to me throughout the way. He was telling me so many things, teaching me so many things. I was not initiated at that time, and I was talking about that I'm soon aspiring from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And he's telling me, and I would say, to differentiate between Maharaj and Maharaj, I would say His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And he said, "Don't take his name, just say Guru Maharaj. I understand it. You say Guru Maharaj to him, and I'm Maharaj." And then he's teaching me. So I got such a beautiful association that they taught me. They were my mentors. They were my Shiksha Gurus. So anything even my children would write down to Jayapataka Maharaj, emails they would write. And today I was talking to her with Vedvyas Priya Maharaj. My son would sleep on the same bed with him, jump on the bed with him. So such a beautiful association, because it is the mercy of Krishna. It's the mercy of Vaishnava Acharyas that we are still here serving. So that is how it is that those who linger for this mercy, they have to put an effort. That's what the Damodar month actually teaches us. So as I said, I read from even in the Granth Sahib it says that how we offer the lamp, the offering of the lamp is so important in Kartik month. It says here in the Granth Sahib, Katak Kirat, Katak is the Kartik, Katak Kirat Paya Jo Prabh Bhaya. In the month of Kartik, actually one should do that is pleasing to Krishna, pleasing to Lord. That is so important that in the month of Kartik, one should always try to please Krishna, please the Lord, because this is a very important month. It's the most auspicious month in the whole calendar. Deepak Sehaj Bale Tat Jalaya. So because we do the Deepdan, the offering of the Deep, this is the significance of the Kartik month. So that Deepak that we offer to Krishna, actually that is going to burn away our all Trishnas, all our desires. Whatever desires we are carrying for material world, they get burned. The sins get burned. So it's lit, Tat Jalaya. So as we offer it to Krishna, the lamp, the ghee lamp we offer, it's got a lot of significance in it. It's gonna help us. And Deepak ras telo tan, fir melo dhan omahe sarsi. So again, Deepak ras telo, the tail, when you pour the oil, the ghee into the lamp, then what happens? This love, you're actually offering your love to Krishna. So because it is making it burn. The cotton cannot burn on itself. You need oil to burn it. So this love for Krishna, that's very important in us. That should be there. And this Kartik month, Krishna is distributing it freely. He's giving it freely to us, which would have been so difficult to access. It is coming with discounts and free for us. So that is why just by chanting one round, it gives actually the fruit of 1,000 rounds. So that's why Krishna is actually distributing it so freely. And it says here, Deepak ras telo tan, fir melo tan. First you pour the love in this and you offer to Krishna. The oil is the love. And this is going to join, what is going to do it? Is going to unite the soul bride to her Lord. So we are all females. The scriptures say that clearly. We are all females. And there is only one male, and that's Krishna. So you are offering yourself to Krishna. It says, then tad melo. Melo means you're going to unite with him. So unite as the soul bride. And then the bride, it says, melo tan omahe sarsi. Omahe means you are in ecstasy. So this union, the bride gets delighted. The soul gets peace. The soul is delighted when it's united with the Supreme. So this is the ecstasy you will get it. You'll get that what you wanted, the nectar which you are lingering for, that will happen to you. So this Kartik month can give you that. There are so many leelas, pastimes Krishna did in this Kartik month. They are, I was just going through and I was surprised when I was jotting it down long time back. So that the leelas are actually, we started with the Shardiya Rasa Leela. So that is the Saradiya Rasa Leela happened here. Then it is the Damodar Leela happened, Bahula Ashtami, Gopa Ashtami. Then it is Narkasur Vad. He killed Narkasur. He married the 16,100 queens. Tulsi Vivaha comes here. That is the birth of Tulsi and then his union with Tulsi. And then there is then you have the Radha Kunda parents. That's there. And Bahula Ashtami, there was a beautiful Leela that was coming that happened in the Bahula 1. In Bahula 1, there is a Leela pastime is there when it says here that there's a temple there where you can find a calf, a cow, and Krishna deities with a lion as well deity. They say there was a cow that the lion wanted to eat away, and the cow begs him that please leave me because I have a calf, to feed. Let me go and feed it and I'll come back. And the lion says okay. And then this happens that the sheep comes back and she feeds the calf. And then she tells the calf, today is the last day I'm seeing you. I'll be gone now. You have to survive on your own. And then it says that she was so much surrendered, the cow, and the story is that Krishna appeared for her because he loves cows. Because Nanda Baba had 9 lakh cows, and when Krishna, Gopa Ashtami is that when he was to go he took over to take the cows, because earlier he was taking the calves. Now he says, I am old enough to take the cows, and his mother permits him to take the cows. The father permits him. So, and Radharani also, she wants to actually follow him. She also wants to go to the forest, and she begs that I want to take cows as well. But she's refused, and then she dresses up in a male form. There's this katha also, and there's that Subal Wali katha you must have heard, when the Subal, she dresses up, she takes away the clothes of Subal and she goes away in the forest. So she dresses up like a male with a kurta and a dhoti, and she goes. In Vrindavan, we have this darshan on the Gopashtami day, when she dresses up in a dhoti kurta and her charan darshan can happen. So this cow, for that, Krishna appears. And then Krishna actually gives his blessings. And then the lion does not take her as the food. And there is a temple, they say in the Bahula 1, where this Leela happened, there is still a temple is there. So there are many Leelas, and then there is the Bhishma Panchak we follow in the Kartik month. So when as being in a Sikh family, I could see it that Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday also comes in the last Purnima day. Kartik Purnima, the last Purnima when the Kartik is over, that is Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday. He appears on that day. So this is actually the month where so many pastimes of Krishna, in any other month you can never find so many pastimes of Krishna. He performed so many pastimes that one really feels like that one has to surrender, because Krishna is Leela Purushottam. By his pastimes he's teaching us. By killing so many asuras, he's teaching us. Once I was giving a lecture, a few boys from, I preach in Pakistan as well. So there were some boys in Pakistan, they approached me. They came to me and they approached me online. They wanted me to talk about the pastimes of Krishna. And some of them, they agreed. They are Muslims by origin. And some of them agreed, yes, we are converts. He said that. He said, I want to know how my ancestors did all the worship. I want to know that. So he said, will you please give us insight into the pastimes of Krishna? So I gave them, they prepared a flyer, and they prepared everything, and that was put on the Facebook Live. It was done, and it was broadcasted all over Pakistan, and there were people in Lahore, they were watching and they were writing, because I gave them the lecture on how Krishna actually killed the asuras and what did the asuras represented, how he killed the Putana. And who is Putana? She is the dupliciousness in us, that is he killed. So if we take Krishna, he killed so many asuras, demons. These all demons represent what anarthas we are carrying. So these demons are like the lust, anger, greed, and all these are in us. And Krishna killed when he kills them, Putana, he is showing us that how our heart should be. We should kill the Putana in us. We should kill the dupliciousness in us. And when we welcome Krishna in our hearts, the Putana goes away. She has to leave. The dupliciousness leaves. Unless you are sincere, you cannot do bhakti. Unless you are sincere, the spiritual life will not start for you. You may fake the spiritual life and you may bluff the world, but you cannot bluff the Supreme Lord. You cannot bluff the Guru. Once I was sitting in my Guru Maharaj's room, and there was a person who came and he was speaking about some incident, and I also knew that incident, and he was speaking all lies about it. And as he left, I told Guru Maharaj, my Prabhu was sitting there with me, and I told Guru Maharaj, he was just lying to you. And it is not like it happened like this. He's just lying. And Guru Maharaj looked at me and smiled. He said, do you think I'm a fool? So you see, the gurus, the acharyas, they know all. They can see inside you. They know it all. But still they are so compassionate. He was listening to him with full compassion. He did not let him know even that he knew that he's lying. In our material world, if somebody is lying to us and we know it, we immediately pick up a fight with him. Oh, you are lying. And I learned this from Guru Maharaj. This is humility. When you listen to the other person fully, not telling him even that he's wrong, later you correct that person in some other way, not directly picking up with him. So I learned so much. I often talk to my Prabhu. I say, yes, Guru Maharaj has really taught us so many things. And if we really meditate on them, then you understand, yes, it's not difficult. We don't try to do it. We don't try to follow the acharyas. So that is Trinadapi Sunichain. He always used to say, you should have this shloka around your neck. Trinadapi Sunichain Atarorapi Sahishuna. And now when he is gone, so we feel we have been burdened with more responsibility. We represent him, we represent ISKCON. He always used to say, but when he was there, we were so carefree. We knew if we commit any mistake, we'll go to him and say, Guru Maharaj, this thing has happened. And he would say, it's okay, okay. But then now we feel that we have got greater responsibility. He wanted, like, I remember how Guru Maharaj used to say that how Prabhupada, when he left, he put so much of responsibility on his disciples. His disciples they matured up overnight. They were young boys and they all became mature devotees. So that is how they carried away the legacy. 108 temples left by Srila Prabhupada have been multiplied, and now there are more than 950 temples all over the world. And Guru Maharaj says personally, he used to say that Srila Prabhupada told him that there should be nearly 12 temples in Delhi. And then he said maybe 18 temples, 1.5 dozen temples. Minimum 12 temples should be there. And at least you should go and try for 1.5 dozen temples in Delhi. And Guru Maharaj, when he was opening the Rohini temple, he clearly said that now my service is over. I have completed the services with the 18th temple that has been opened in Delhi. He inaugurated the 18th big temple in Delhi. And Rohini is a huge temple with 2 lakh square feet, 200,000 square feet area. And each and every corner has been well taken care of, and it's a beautiful temple. Radhanath Maharaj was here recently. He visited in, that was August 30 something it was. After he came for the Vyas Puja, Guru Maharaj Vyas Puja, and the next day he came there. So as my Prabhu has made the temple, he designs the temples. The last 5 or 6 temples have been done by him only. So he has designed, and he is the architect for these temples. So we were supposed to receive Radhanath Maharaj there. So when he came, Maharaj said, I've got the recording I put on my Instagram as well, where Radhanath Maharaj says, "This is the most beautiful temple of ISKCON. It's a masterpiece." He said it's a masterpiece of art. So that is the service we could at least give to our Guru Maharaj, but that he wanted to offer to Srila Prabhupada. So when we offer our services to such acharyas, we want to serve them without our ulterior motives, then actually our services are accepted by Krishna. That I've learned over these years. That if we really try to please the spiritual master, Krishna will be pleased, definitely. And this temple has in itself proved that. And it is there that Guru Maharaj wanted to, these exalted devotees like Bhakti Charan Maharaj made the beautiful Ujjain temple, then Loknath Maharaj made the beautiful Pandharpur temple. So they have offered this for their Guru Maharaj, they have done. Likewise, we all have a collective responsibility to serve our spiritual masters. In whatever capacity we can do, we should go beyond our comfort zones to serve them, because they are serving their spiritual master. And like Srila Prabhupada said, when he was in America, he said, I am serving my Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, my Guru. So this is the parampara, and this legacy has to go on. So it's very important that we accept this and serve our spiritual masters. Serve ISKCON, the body of Srila Prabhupada. So the month of Kartik is, it's so beautiful that in this month, even one lamp when you offer to Krishna. So this is a vrata. If you take the whole, every day you are offering a lamp, you can actually kill your so many sins. They will go away from you. They will run away from you. The reaction of those sins will go away. So it's so important for us. For a devotee, actually, every day is a Kartik. It's not that we only wait for Kartik. For us, every day is a Kartik. Sanatan Goswami says in Bhakti Vilas that Kartik has got its vrata. So in the morning you get up, early in the morning you get up, you take a shower, and then you offer a lamp, then you do Tulsi Puja. For devotee does every day this. So a devotee is celebrating Ekadashi, it is celebrating, for him this is no vrata, it's every day's job for him. That is, bhakti is his life. So likewise Ekadashi, that comes every month, twice in a month. For the devotee, every day is a Madhav Tithi. It is never that he has some extra focus. Every day he is worshipping Krishna. Every day he is trying to endeavor to learn more and more Shastras, read more and more Shastras, because this is how the life is for a devotee. Guru Maharaj often would say, devotees never go on holidays. For them, there is no holiday. There is no Sunday in your bhakti. No Saturday, Sunday weekend. Every day you have to chant the holy name. Every day you have to do your japa. Every day you have to do Tulsi Aarti. It's a every day. Every day, every moment you have to remember your Guru, your spiritual master and Krishna. Never forget them. So we are very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada gave us such a curriculum, such a, you see the home programs, the Bhakti Vriksha programs, the Namahatta programs, because these programs are the one that actually introduces us to the outer world, where we call the devotees, non-devotees. So devotees and non-devotees mingle, and then they preach, because preaching is the essence. That is very important. So Shastras, books are the basis. Shastras are the basis for us. Utility is the principle. We have to utilize this and give it to the world. And then preaching is the essence. That's so important. Purity is the force. So if we are not pure ourselves, we are not austere, we don't perform, we don't come out of our comfort zone, that is the austerity, when we come out of the comfort zones. For devotees, they actually, if they go into comfort zone, then it's very dangerous. So we should always give ourselves a challenging task all the time. Give a challenge to yourself. So challenge is, oh, I will distribute so many scriptures, I will do this, I will do that. I'm doing online preaching since, because I was an international traveler, and when 2020 I landed back in February, mid of February from London and Abu Dhabi. March 22nd, the lockdown happened. In India also the lockdown happened, and everything was at rest now. Nobody can come out of the house even. And then I was thinking, how will I now travel to preach, because I make my plans then. The winter preaching is over, then the summer preaching plan starts from Canada and US. So I was thinking, how will I carry on the preaching? So I my husband said, I used to go live when I used to be like these house programs when I do. I used to go live then. But then I never sat alone in a room and went live with no people watching me, no people there in front of me. So I thought that's very difficult. How will I speak in the camera? Like nobody's there. I don't know who is there or who is not there. So it was a tough thing. But then my husband said he encouraged me. Then I thought to myself, yes, Srila Prabhupada has trained for us for this, and people are really in agony. They are in suffering now because we were hearing so many people getting discouraged, getting emotionally imbalanced, and talking about suicides and all this coming up. So many people being, they were being, they were dying. We heard of so many incidents where even kids were left orphan with husband and wife both dead, and so many news were coming up, and in our family itself we were watching. So then I promised to myself that that is why Srila Prabhupada has trained us, that is why Guru Maharaj has trained us, that we should be giving the knowledge, we should give the knowledge to others. That's what we have to do now, that's our role. Because for devotees, they were all doing their sadhana and they were fearless because they knew if they die also, it's good for them. But the outer world doesn't know this. So we have to tell them that if whatever may come, if anything happens, if we leave the world also, it's good if we are chanting. So I started this online program and many people started joining in. And there were around about say 600 to 700 people in the morning. They would come and listen on the Facebook and they would join me. And likewise, I asked them to be in my WhatsApp group. Would they like it? And they said yes. And then the serious ones came over. And then I started teaching them how to do japa, and do Bhagavad Gita courses with them. And whole day it was like they would not let me go off the air. It was 2-3 programs I was giving. She's one of that. She was there with me from Sydney. She joined in. I had people from Mauritius, from Canada, from Pakistan, from all over the world. People were there, and from India, of course. And then when I was doing this, I was reporting everything to my Guru Maharaj as I was doing during my international preaching. I would always report to my Guru Maharaj. So I would call him up and tell him, Maharaj, I gave the sessions and people are watching it and they are liking it. They have questions and I answer them. It happens like 3 to 4 hours every day. I'm online and I'm in touch with them. And offline, I was talking to them, preaching one by one. And then Guru Maharaj, that year, the Bhadra Purnima that started the Bhadra Purnima marathon. I don't know how many of you join in here as well. Do you have it here as well? Bhadra Purnima marathon?
Yes.
Yeah, in the temple they have it. So Guru Maharaj said, Radhika Kripa, you go ahead with your Bhadra Purnima marathon, Srimad Bhagavatam marathon, and your target is 1,000 Bhagavatam sets. And I just laughed. I said, Guru Maharaj, it is a lifetime target you have given me. It'll take my whole life to finish off this target of 1,000 Bhagavatam sets in one go, like 1 year. In 1 month it is. The Bhadra Purnima marathon hardly lasts for 1.5 month. And then also, but I was back with my group and I did preaching, and that year we did 425 Bhagavatam sets. And then the Bhagavad Gita marathon came and we did around about 6,000 Bhagavad Gitas. The next year came and everybody was applauding me and saying, oh, she did so many Bhagavatams. And Guru Maharaj very coolly says, her target is 1,000, yet not achieved. Because he actually wanted me to remain very humble. I should not be very proud that, oh, I've done so many Bhagavatams. The next year we did like 626 Bhagavatams sets and 14,000 Bhagavad Gitas. That was 2021. Then 2022 came and we did 525 Bhagavatam sets and 18,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And then 2023, last year, it came up, this year we did 2024. We've done 800 Bhagavatam sets. And now the Bhagavad Gita will start when I go back. The marathon will start. So last year we did 565 Bhagavatam sets with 20,500 Bhagavad Gitas. Yes, Prabhu.
I'm into a lot of comparative religious.
Thank you.
Very good job. I'm into a lot of comparative religious dialogues and I look after quite a big portion of books. How hard is it going to be for you to depart from that and replace it?
I didn't get you.
It really is going to help.
Acha, my book you
It
want.
really is going to help. What is going to depart?
It is actually sold out. It's not my property. This is already sold out.
Oh, that's so.
I have none left with me. That's why that is. So likewise, I say this is actually not me doing anything. It is only Guru Maharaj. He blessed us. He blesses, and then the things happen. And we all think, oh, we are doing. That's what the acharyas have actually taught us. So we don't take the credit. I still linger on. My target is not complete. So next year we target at least we reach 1,000 and please our spiritual master. So that's how we take it. It's a challenge. That's why the story started. We have to accept a challenge. We have to take a challenge. Give yourself a challenge in bhakti. Oh, I will do this now. That is important. So if we take a challenge, give ourselves a challenge, then only we can remain actually awake in bhakti. नहीं तो सब सो जाएंगे. Everybody sleeps in their comfort zones. They just chant their 16 rounds. They are very happy with deity worship at home, and they chant their 16 rounds, and everything is over now. When I became a devotee, Guru Maharaj said, no deities. You will not have deities at home. I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, as you say. So it is actually the spiritual master, he knows what services he's going to take from us. So we should actually we are very fortunate that we are into Srila Prabhupada's shelter, and we are following this, especially this Kartik month. I'm traveling here, and I'm very happy to be among your association. And as Prabhu says, yes, the interfaith, actually I'm a progeny of interfaith. So that makes my faith more strong. My faith becomes more and more strong as I read more of the Granth Sahib, I do more of comparative study, then my faith becomes more strong in the words of our spiritual master. Gurbani clearly says, Guru Sevete Thakur Jane. Those who have served the Guru, they will only know the Thakur. Nobody else will get the access to Krishna. Those who only serve their spiritual master sincerely, they will only get the access to Krishna. That's Tadvidi Pranipatena Priprishnaina Sevya. That is the one. So it actually kindles the fire in you of devotion, of surrender. This is very important. And there are so many stories I've been telling in Canberra as well. There are so many leelas, pastimes in the Granth Sahib even, and the pastimes which relate to, of course, to our Vaishnav culture. They actually tell us that how it is important. In the Sukhmani Sahib, in the Granth Sahib, there is a part called Sukhmani. There are got 24 verses. So we have 24 hours in a day. So every hour has been given one verse. So in the ninth verse, Ashtapadi 9th, it clearly says who a Vaishnava is. So Mithya nahi rasna paras marmay preet niranjan taras. Paristri rupna pekhe netra. It says clearly the Vaishnava is who does not lie. He's got the truth always on his jiva. He always speaks the truth. He never lies. He doesn't have a false behavior. And then Manmay Preet Niranjan Daras, he's always focused to have the darshan of the Supreme Lord. He's always lingering for that. That's the lolyam. That's what Rupa Goswami talks about. That is the deep lolyam, deep greed he has in himself. Paristri Rupna Pekhe Netra. He doesn't look to the beauty of other women except his wife. That's one wife, one husband. That's what Prabhupada gave us. He gave us every lady in the temple must be addressed as Mataji. So that is, you may not have that desire even to enjoy the beauty of the other women. So, par istri rupna pekhe netra sadh ki tahel satsang het. Sadh ki tahel means serving the sadhus. Serving those who are the devotees, those who are doing the sadhana. Sadh ki tahel satsang het, and they don't go out of the association of devotees. That's a Vaishnava. That's what when Ramananda Rai is giving the answer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the biggest agony for a devotee, the biggest pain for a devotee is what? That when he leaves the association of devotee. That is the biggest pain for the devotee. That is a Vaishnava, he doesn't want to leave the association of devotee. Skaran na sune kahu ki ninda. He does not commit Vaishnava aparadh. He does not listen or talk about, criticize anybody. He doesn't criticize anybody and neither listens to the criticism. That is a Vaishnava. Sabte jane apas ko manda. He's so humble. He just sees the good in others and he sees only the bad qualities in him, not in others. He finds faults in himself. Gur prasad bikhyate parhare. He takes everything. Gur Prasad. It's a mercy of the Guru. It's a kripa. Prasad means kripa. So that is Gur Prasad Bikhyate Parhare. With the mercy of the Guru, he actually gets away, get rid of all the anarthas. Maniki basana mante tere. So in our mind there is always desires and desires. So how we get rid? That is by the mercy of the Guru. Indri jeet panch dok tere. He wins over his indris, his senses. He actually conquers them. He conquers these senses. There is the panch dok, lust, anger, greed, kam, krodh, lobh, moh. He conquers these five. Nanak quote madhe ko aisa apras. So Nanak says there is, out of millions, there is one like this. Vaishnav so jis upar suprasan. He is a Vaishnava because Vishnu is very pleased with him. Vishan ki maya te hue pin. He is Vishnu. The Maya is Vishan means Vishnu here. So Vishan ki Maya, the Maya belongs to Vishnu. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, clearly, Devi Heshi Gunmaya Mamaya Duratya. He says it's my Maya. So it says here, Vishan ki Maya. There is Maya, Vishnu's Maya is there, but the Vaishnava remains aloof to it. He never gets into that Maya. Karam karat hoye na karam. The what karma he does is na karam. A karma he performs. Nishkam karma. This Vaishnava ka nirmal dharam. This Vaishnava is actually, he's got a very nirmal dharam. That is very, it's nirmal means purified. Vaishnava is very purified in his dharma. Kaho fal ki ichha nahi bhache, keval bhakt kirtan sang raje. He has no other desire but just to sing the glories of the Supreme Lord. Manta nantar Simran Gopal. He is always chanting the name of Gopal in his heart, in his tan, with his beads even, with mind, with beads. Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself carried beads in his hands. He taught that chanting is done on the beads. Sab upar hovat kirpal. He is merciful to everybody. He is very compassionate. Aap dride avro naam japave. Nanak o Vaishnav param gata pave. He chants himself and makes others chant the holy name. Nanak says, such a Vaishnava actually will be liberated. He will get the param gati. So there is more to say, but this is what a Vaishnava is according to the Granth Sahib. So there is a big connection, and that connection actually makes our faith strong, more strong, that we have to follow our spiritual master. Because without the Guru's mercy, we cannot learn all this, we cannot understand all this. So it's in the true sense. I had been reading this since my childhood. My mother used to get up early in the Brahmurta whole her life. She used to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and she used to make us also get up by 6, 7. Always by 6 we were out of the beds, whether it was Sunday or any other day. I am from a convent school, I studied there, but then she would not listen to anything. And she had trained us that in the morning, before going to school, read a little bit of Granth Sahib. After coming from school, like at midnight, when you go to bed, she would make us read some part again. So we should not sleep without saying thanks to the Supreme Lord. So she made this a routine with us. And maybe that is what the purification she gave to me, and that is how I met my spiritual master and how I could follow him. And that I could not understand this. It was parrot reading. But when Guru Maharaj asked me to write the book, I don't know how I wrote it. And that is Guru Mercy. That's not me. I know it. I have not written it. He announced it before my writing, so that means it. And he was very happy when this year also, in March, I told him, I'm writing another book. Last year I wrote 2 books, memoirs with him. And I'm finished with that book as well. My memoirs with my spiritual master. That book I wrote last year and offered it to him, and he was very pleased with it because it contained all my 25 years of journey with him, me and my Prabhujis, with 200 candid pictures in it. And every small incident that I had with him, the interactions I had, and all the things I had got as Mahaprasad from him, I still treasure it, and I had all those incidents with me, so I narrated in the book. And I offered it to him. And then I wrote a book called Guru the Spiritual Father. And he was very pleased when I offered that book also to him. So this year, I was writing another. I had to offer him another book. And in March, I told him, Maharaj, I want a foreword from you, Guru Maharaj. And I'm writing a book. It will be soon completed. And I have to offer you on your Vyasa Puja. And he asked me, Radhika Kripa, what is the title of your book? And I said, Guru Maharaj, the title is Death the Unstoppable. And he said, very nice. You're a gifted writer. It's a very nice title you have. And little did I know that he won't be there on his Vyas Puja when I'll be offering that book to him. And he was not there. May 5th, he actually went away to perform his pastime somewhere else. And then when I came to the stage, I brought the book, and then Radhanath Maharaj had graced the occasion. He had come for his Vyasa Puja. So I offered it to Radhanath Maharaj. I said, please offer it to my Guru Maharaj. And then he very humbly took the book and he offered to my Guru Maharaj, Death the Unstoppable. So I'm finished. I don't have those copies. Next year probably I'll bring copies with me, more copies. So you all can read it. And those who are visiting Delhi, they can get it from there. India, anywhere in India, if you're visiting, you can approach me and my team will courier the books to you. So anybody has any question to ask? I know that today it's been the pastimes of the acharyas of ISKCON. So that's very important, that we should let the coming generations know the importance of Guru. That is why we should glorify the acharyas. We should read from the Shastras, but glorify the Vaishnava acharyas, so that our children know it, that whom to turn to, when in crisis, whom to turn to, because everybody is going to make decisions. Our children are going to grow up and they have to make decisions in life all the time. We have to make decisions in life. So a very calm and a peaceful mind only can help us to bring out the best in us, in our decisions, right decisions. So that is why, how do you have a calm mind? How do you have a peaceful mind? For that, we need the mercy of the acharyas. We need to chant and have their mercy. So our children, the coming generations should know it. We also, like Guru Maharaj always encouraged me. So when I had a group on online, they were watching here as well. So I had a group, we opened up a school as well for the kids. So I trained the faculty here. We selected a faculty in my group. And many got initiated in our group. So they were chanting, they learned chanting, they met Guru Maharaj, they came, after COVID, they came to the temple. They were already chanting 16 rounds and they entered the temple. Earlier they didn't know even ISKCON, what ISKCON is. And some of them were so well trained that I asked Guru Maharaj when 2.5 years were passed like. So I asked Guru Maharaj, could you please initiate them? He said they will have to go through strict screening. Like in, I don't know about here, but usually in our India, when the initiations happen, the strict screening is done. Like 3-4 interviews they have to go through. And then they have to give a written exam, IDC course, of course. And then they have to go through 2-3 senior God brothers who take interviews. And they go into each and every detail. And then if you don't qualify for that, they remove you from the list, initiation list, and tell you to wait for some more time. So likewise, my group was also those who were appearing for initiation test. They were going through very tough screening. And Guru Maharaj was asking my godbrother who was screening them, that how is her group doing it? How are they faring in the exams? And he said, out of all the groups which we have, nearly 1,000 candidates were there for that initiation that time. So he said, her group is doing the best, Maharaj. She has well trained them. So that training actually that was coming from Guru Maharaj. The blessings were coming from him. He would come to the Zoom session during those days. I would request him and he would meet the devotees on the Zoom sessions to them. He would bless them. So without the Vaishnava blessings, nothing, everything is possible only because of their blessings. So we must tell our children how Prabhupada is to be glorified and how the Vaishnava, these exalted devotees, are to be glorified. That is a must. So our school is running very well. We have many courses and the faculty is all distributed from Mauritius. Some teachers are from Chennai, one from Jaipur, likewise. They all plan it and they teach children. 1 hour a week they give to the children and teach them many things. So any question anybody has, they can ask me. No question? We should go for prasadam? Yes, Mataji.
I know all the books are finished. Would it be possible if people who are interested in buying those books would take their number and the book they
You
want,
can
if
ask them,
there's
Mataji.
many,
Yeah.
will you be able to courier? Like if there's
Courier is gonna charge a lot. I don't know.
And then we can.
I have no idea how much it's gonna charge. A lot. That can be decided, of course. But usually, when the session is over, the enthusiasm lowers down. During the session, everybody is enthused, but the Kali Yuga is actually working. So as soon as we leave this doorstep, we are out, we are gone. So it is very difficult to remain what we are here, to remain till we reach home, we remain in the same mood and same level of consciousness. It's very difficult. Now everything is working right now here because the atmosphere is of devotees. There are sincere devotees sitting here. They chant their rounds and their aura is actually. When you see when a sannyasi passes away and we bury the sannyasi, you see, the samadhi is made. Why? Because their body is actually giving that aura in the radius of, they say, around the radius of many, many 100 kilometers, the aura will go. So their body, we keep it for long so that that aura is still maintained. So that is important. So this is how the aura of the devotees, because they are chanting their rounds, they are doing the deity worship, they are offering Krishna the prasadam, and it's the Kartik month, and the satsang is there. The Gurbani clearly says, "Bin paga satsang na labije." Without being fortunate, you cannot enter a satsang. Bin paga satsang na labije, bin satsang mail barije jiyo. Without being fortunate, you cannot enter the association of devotees. And if you don't enter the association of devotees, your sins will multiply. So you become a sinful person if you don't come to the devotee association. So it's very important that we find devotee association and stick to the devotee association. And that's why I said as we go out of the doorstep, we are out, Kali Yuga Maya is going to catch us. So unless or until we try and we commit and give a challenge to ourselves, yes, I will defy Maya. I will chant. I will become a devotee. This Kartik, I want to do it. If we don't do it, I'm going to do it. How many of you don't chant at all? Koi hai aisa yahan par? Those who don't chant, everybody chants. Everybody is a devotee here. So that's good. Jo kam karte hain, they can increase their chanting and they can do it with more determination, more commitment. So I hope anybody is not lying here. Everybody chants.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, bro.
What is the top 3 priorities for your kids to do every day? What is the top 3 priorities?
For the
Kids are
kids.
listening here, so I want to actually get it from yours.
For kids, first priority is they want to see their parents as ideal devotees. That is the best thing that you can give to your kids. Unless we become the ideals for them, they will never become devotees. If you want them to be devotees, we should be very sincere in our bhakti, in our devotional life. And then they will learn everything from the parents. They will pick up quickly. And the second priority, of course, again, everything, kids are kids. They are seeing towards their parents. Even when you go to the temple, when they were a little younger, when you went to the temple, unknowingly, when you were bowing down, the kids were following you. You didn't have to tell them, bow down. They would do it immediately because they saw their parents doing it. So that becomes a dharma for them. So likewise, whatever you follow, your kids are going to follow. And you give them the right atmosphere to grow up, right nourishment, of course, they will. One day they will. If they don't become a devotee, they'll come back and become a devotee. That's going to happen. That's guaranteed by Srila Prabhupada, guaranteed by the scriptures. Once, those who have said once even Hare Krishna, they have started on the path of becoming a devotee. So kids, you give them the best atmosphere at home, give them the best ambience, give them the best association, take them to the temple, give them the knowledge. That's very important. So knowledge is very important. Connect them to such schools where you might be having here as well. Connect them to such places where they can interact with the kids of their age. You know, in our online school, their mother must be listening. There was a kid who would come and he would always play in our school time even. He would have a video game. He would put up, we used to tell them, write their names, write your names here. And he was a bit grown up and he would write Avengers. He would write something mischievous he would do. And in the sharing screen, you can scribble on the screen. When we were sharing screen, he would scribble on the screen. And then we had to teach him, tame him. And now he's one of the best students. He learns the shlokas, he speaks the shlokas. He's changed. So you see, it depends. His mother has become a nice devotee. She's become an initiated devotee. She's initiated now. She's the wife of a. He was a GM for 5-star hotels. She was married to a Marriott. He was the GM for Marriott Hotel, and she became a devotee, and the atmosphere became so. The son was much attached to mother, and he's also become a devotee, becoming a devotee now. So you see, this brings a change in life. So when we try, our endeavors will pay. The role is ours. We expect, oh, we may not chant, but our child should chant. We think that way. Many people come to us, oh, I want my kid to know the pastimes of Krishna. I said, how many do you know? We have to we don't have time to read. So this is how it is. Everybody thinks, oh, I don't know everything, let my kid be a devotee now. He should become a pure devotee.
Good answer.
So we are actually, every child cannot be Prahlad. We are Hiranyakashipus, but we cannot get Prahlad all the time. So we have to train them. So because it's very, very important, the role we are playing. So children, we can teach them by our own example. So all the 3 primary things are with us. It's in our hands. The right atmosphere you give, right ambience you give, and right knowledge they will get. If you have the right knowledge at home, they will get to pick up that only. It's natural. My granddaughter, she is naturally attached to Krishna. She carries a baby. She lives now in Canada. So she's got a doll Krishna with her. She sleeps with it. She went for camping. She would take him, strap him in the car with her. So she's got a nice companion. And she feels very secure with Krishna. And when she goes to a school, she tells her, the other day my daughter-in-law was telling, she went to school and she told her friends, why do you fear? You don't know Krishna? You just surrender. She says, you just take Krishna home. Something like she said about Krishna. And I'm forgetting the real words, what she said. Then she came home and she says, because her friends did not know who Krishna is. So she came home and she said to her mother, my friends, they don't know who Krishna is. They don't know who Krishna is. Everybody knows who Krishna is. It's like what we teach them. If you tell them the pastimes, they go and tell the world. So that the life changes for everybody. That's it. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hope I satisfied you.
No, definitely. The kids are here actually, so obviously.
Obviously, they now know that our parents have to be good devotees. So they'll become good devotees. Just we have to. It's like bad things are infectious, good things are also infectious. So if we just give them that infection, they will get it. So we end the session here. Or any other question? Everybody's tired now. It's hungry. Prasadam time. We'll end here. So Prabhupada ki jai. Damodar Mas ki jai. God Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.